So Nick made an amazing spot of this carcass up in the tree here, and then as we drove to approach we saw an older male leopard feeding on the carcass, but then he did move off as we approached. He seemed to be quite nervous. As we were backing up, he descended the tree and we saw another leopard shoot up the tree behind him and start feeding on the kill. And then these hyenas have come in and blocked the male from returning, it seems. The leopard just dropped a little scrap down for the hyena. So Nick and I are not quite sure if this actually is a female leopard now that it's started to move about in the tree and we've gone a little bit closer and easier to see. Unfortunately the most obvious way to tell is blocked by that big branch, and we'll just wait for it to twist around. And typically the male leopards have bigger neck and shoulders, where the females are just a lot more lightly built. Average, the females in this part of the world are between 40 and 50 kilograms, where the males are sort of 60, 70 kilograms at the bottom end, and some do get even bigger than that. So the males are significantly bigger. However, if it's a young male, it will be harder to see. Nick's just spotted a third leopard in the area. Just gonna see what happens. We might well go up and we'll see if there's a bit of a scrap in the tree perhaps. This hyena's waiting has paid off. Unfortunately, the bit that fell landed in quite a dense thicket. Let's see, get it out. Is she? Waste not, want not. So pretty spectacular sighting with these two brothers having a scrap in the tree like that. Quite a lot going on obviously, but it is very unusual that leopards, and males in particular, are anywhere near one another if they can help it. But this is actually the second time Nick and I have seen these two together in the space of a month. For Nick, this is the second time he's seen these males having a fight in the same tree. So as unusual as it is, it's not particularly unusual at MalaMala given the high density of leopards in this area. So Nick and myself, we actually saw the other two leopards in the south, the split rock male, a similar situation. But probably a lot more things like this happen, we just don't see them. Here with the leopards being so used to us, we are able to witness these sort of more private moments of their lives. However, with all that being said, this is still a pretty spectacular sighting, and I'm very glad to come out on this cold and very, very windy day to see this. So this one has dropped the last bit of meat he was eating, and I stuck up the tree with his brother blocking the route down. It'll be interesting to see if he chooses to wait it out, otherwise try and use some of the famous leopard parkour skills to get out of the tree. Hyena's slowly storing all the bits of impala that are dropping out of the tree here now. Seems like he's slowly building a puzzle in the back there. Hyena's just waiting for the last puzzle piece now to put his impala back together. Oh, there it is. There's those crazy parkour skills I was talking about. And this leopard is just eating the very last little scraps of the impala. His brother's disappeared into the thickets, so we're going to leave them to themselves to digest their meal. And then Nick and I are going to go back to camp and celebrate what's a pretty spectacular sighting once again here.